The Horn of Africa is in a state of turbulence but cannot yet be termed as in turmoil. The Horn is not burning as people from the West would like to describe the situation there. However, from simmering civil war in Ethiopia, Somalia's political crisis, flooding, drought, and famine in the vast savanna of Africa because of global warming and the regional spread of jihadism to the troubled East African young democracies, Kenya as the emerging powerhouse. The region's pace and scale of change is difficult to keep up with. The situation in the Horn is rapidly changing by the day. Ibrahim Leadership Institute is here to help you make sense of it all. Mr. Hussein Hassan analyzes actions behind the headlines and discusses approaches to achieve peace and development in Africa in the global context. Today, let us look at Somalia. The current president of Somalia is Hassan Sheikh Mohamud. He is in office from the 15th of May 2022, and it may be too early to judge his performance only 100 days plus since he was elected by the people's representatives, the MPs. In his previous administration of 2017, he made little progress in developing Somali institutions. For example, the security forces were only paid $100 per month. Food security was non-existent. Drought and emergency needs were widespread. The economy was in tatters, and Al-Shabaab were all over the place, controlling many parts, majority parts of the country. In contrast, the 5 years of President Farmaajo in power since 2017 to 15th May 2022, he not only raised the number of trained security forces but also improved the welfare of the government workers, including the security forces who are paid over $300 per month minimum. $300 per month minimum. Farmaajo established government institutions and put in place checks and balances to improve governance, accountability, and the rule of law. In a nutshell, Farmaajo put the country and the people of Somalia first as his number one priority in many fronts. His achievement is undisputed across the board. However, Farmaajo lost to President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud this term. That was on 15th of May 2022. And in his campaign manifesto, President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud talked about tackling insecurity and severe drought while building trust in a country polarized by infighting between the federal and regional governments. His campaign slogan was Somalia at peace and at peace with the world. The question is, did he live up to his promises after 100 days plus in office, or has he fallen short of public expectations? To put it differently, what is on Hassan Sheikh Mohamud's scorecard so far from the day he was sworn in after the elections to date? I think there is no progress. In my opinion, there is little progress, because all his moves end up disastrous. He finds himself in difficult situations whenever he moves from one point to the other, disaster after disaster. If we start with his foreign policy, you will find that he has changed direction from the way the previous regime handled difficult foreign policy questions. Farmaajo believed that if you don't respect the Somali nation or the Somali people, no one from Somalia will respect you, from the people to the government to the president. Respect Somalia and Somali will respect you. That was his position. Multi-million dollar business, that is card trade between Kenya and Somalia, was put on hold simply because of this kind of disagreement. It was believed that Kenya interfered with internal affairs of the Somali government, and President Farmaajo put stop to this multi-million dollar business. And this business resumed immediately President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud came into power, and the export of this illicit drug began again. While Hassan Sheikh Mohamud's approach to this kind of interferences is that Somalia has no enemy and everyone is our friend, notwithstanding the saying that a friend to all is a friend to none. We cannot have, that is what most people from Somalia say, we cannot have a situation whereby everyone is our friend and we have no enemy. There is nothing like that in this world. A friend to all is a friend to none. In reality, Hassan Sheikh is saying Somalia is ally to even to those who are working day and night to weaken the Somali people and Somali state. So his foreign policy in the eyes of the common Somali person, Somali man and woman, is a flop. Number two, his security approach is clearly geared towards weakening not only the country's security system. For example, his strategy to defeat Al-Shabaab is to encourage local people to take up arms and defend themselves at the expenses of building national security structure, national army, national police. He encourages local militias to take their place. This is something that weakens the Somali security. This approach is not something that is not a way to build the national security structure. So this is also something he has really failed in. For the first time in 5 years, government employees, including SNA, have not received their salary since Hassan Sheikh moved to Villa Somalia. In addition to that, President Hassan Sheikh regime announced that there will be pay reduction to all government employees, including security forces, by 50%, at least 50%. Pay reduction will affect all government employees, including security forces. As a result of this, Mogadishu and many parts of Somalia have become unsafe for everyone. There is widespread mugging, there is widespread looting, there is widespread killing of innocent people. The streets are unsafe, and this was not the case during Farmaajo's rule. There are 3 regions that have specifically seen escalation of Al-Shabaab activities: Mogadishu, Hiran, and Galmudug. This was not the case during Farmaajo's rule, so Hassan Sheikh Mohamud has failed in the security docket as well. Number 3, Somalia now is suffering its longest period of drought for more than 40 years. 7 million plus people are threatened by starvation, and half of the Somali children are now malnourished. With this kind of government in place, even if aid reaches Somalia, there is little hope that humanitarian assistance will reach those in dire need at the right time before the situation becomes even worse. I don't know what you think, and please leave your comment below. Thank you.